Hello students, now we shall move towards the detailed outline classification of kingdom Animalia. Okay, so in the previous lecture we have discussed about the criteria or the basis of the classification of kingdom Animalia, and once again we are going to discuss about the outline classification of kingdom Animalia. As we know, kingdom Animalia is the highly advanced category, that is a kingdom Animalia. All are multicellular, and this kingdom large Animalia is further classified based on its whether they are advanced or primitive. So Animalia are further divided into two categories, two sub kingdom. The main category, subcategory. This subcategory, there are two subcategories of a kingdom Animalia, that is kingdom Protozoa, that is subkingdom Protozoa and Metazoa. Protozoa, as the name itself indicates, Protozoa means they are primitive animals. The phylum Protozoa comes under this category only, subkingdom Protozoa. And Metazoa means advanced, larger. The animals are larger. So here the two subkingdoms comes under kingdom Animalia. So Metazoa means larger, advanced type of animals. Okay, thus primitive and advanced, larger. Okay, so these are the two main sub-kingdoms of kingdom Animalia. Further, Metazoa is classified. That is, on what criteria, on what basis Metazoa is classified? On the basis of level of organization. Level of organization. It means what? Level or grade of organization. It means that based on whether they are cellular level of organization, whether the animals are tissue grade, what grade they have. So based on that, it is broadly classified into two types, Parazoa and Eumetazoa. Under Parazoa, cellular level of organization we find. Especially, what is the meaning of cellular level? Here, the cellular level category are Parazoa that is consisting of phylum Porifera, where the animals are primitive of course, but they possess cellular level of organization, means their body is made up of cells, number of cells. Okay, number of cells, they show cellular grade of organization. But here in Eumetazoa, they are advanced than the Parazoa. Means here we see the animals which are showing tissue grade, organ level of organization. Tissue grade means what? Tissue grades are formed by the collection of cells. The group of cells give rise together to form tissues. So here we see tissue grade of organization as well as organ level of organization. Tissue clusters of tissues group together to form organ level. Thus tissue grade, organ grade of organization we observe in the Eumetazoa. Okay, but in case of Parazoa, cellular level of organization where the body of Poriferans are made up of number of cells. But whereas Eumetazoa, their body is made up of number of tissues and organs. Further, Eumetazoa, it is further classified on the basis of presence of germ layers. How many germs embryo is developing from? How many germ layers? Embryo developing from how many germ layers? Based on that, the Eumetazoa is further categorized into two types. That is diploblastic animals, triploblastic animals. Then what does it mean? Diplo means what? Diplo means, as we have already discussed, diplo means two. Okay, here the germ layers are, the embryo is made up of, derived from two germ layers. Here the body of the embryo is made up of two germ layers, ectoderm, endoderm, like that. So only two germ layers are there in case of diploblastic animals. The example for this, phylum Coelenterata ctenophora, these are the two examples comes under diploblastic. Means the embryos are derived from two germ layers, their body made up of two germ layers. Whereas triploblastic animals, Here, three germ layers. Animals are germ layer. The animal's body or the embryo's body is made up of three germ layers. Triplo means three germ layers: ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm. Thus, ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm. So these three germ layers are going to give rise to the body of the embryo. And not only that, even based on the germ layer and based on the symmetry also, this is categorized. So the next category or criteria for classification is the eumetazoa is that based on the symmetry. So here those organisms, animals which are having bilaterally symmetrical, they are grouped under this category. So these animals are showing bilaterally symmetrical. It means what? The body of an animal can be cut into two equal parts only in one vertical plane. That is called bilaterally symmetrical. Okay, bi means two. So if a body of an animal is cut in only one vertical plane, we get two equal parts. That symmetry is known as bilaterally symmetrical. Further, there is a triploblastic animals are further categorized on the basis of presence of cavity. What type of cavity they have. So triploblastic animals are further categorized based on the presence and absence of the body cavity. They are of number 1, acoelomate, pseudocoelomate, eucoelomate. Acoelomate means absence. The animals or the phylums, which group? Platyhelminthes. Here the Platyhelminthes group, phylum, does not contain cavity, body cavity. Coelom is absent. Acoelomate means absence of coelom or cavity, that is called acoelomate. Then Aschelminthus, the phylum Aschelminthus, that phylum shows pseudocoelomate. Pseudo means false. Here the germ layer, the mesoderm is endoderm is not lined by mesoderm. Okay. So here we see the the body of the cavity. The body cavity or the that is coelom is present in the form of pouches. Pseudocoelomate. False cavity we call. Lastly, eucoelomata. Eucoelomata, in other words, it is also called as true coelom. True coelom. It means it possesses the internal the cavity present between the body wall and the gut. The cavity which is present between the body wall and the gut, true cavity is there. That cavity is present in this group. In the following groups. That is eucoelomata. Eu means true coelom. Means the gut, between the gut and the body wall, there exists an cavity. That cavity is called eucoelomata. And following are the phylums which are coming under this eucoelomate group. That is phylum Annelida, phylum Arthropoda, phylum Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata, Chordata. So these are the 6 type of eucoelomate phylums comes under eucoelomate. Whereas pseudocoelomate having only one group, that is Aschelminthus, and acoelomate having only one phylum, that is Platyhelminthes, flatworms. Okay, so this classification is very important. You have to remember this outline classification, because in the examination this chart is going to help you very much to understand 1 mark question, 2 mark question, 1 or 2 marks questions will be framed on based on this chart only. Because sometimes you will be given name the phylum which consists of pseudocoelom, name the phylum which consists of acoelomate, and you name the phylums which are containing true coelom, and how many types of name the animals which are phylums which are having diploblastic in their nature. So thus they are the different categories. You have to go through this chart. It's very important. Remember this chart. Okay, outline chart.